What do you think of when you see this site? Lots of people in the sea down here just outside the Sunrise Beach Hotel in Proto in Cyprus, where I am for this holiday, June 2017. What do you think? How lovely, can't wait to get out there, go in the sea to cool down, go and sit underneath the brollies for a little while, have a lovely relax, get some lilos or inflatables, go for a jet ski, or look at that person out in the background there. And whatever that inflatable thing is, they're going up in the air. Go for a boat trip, go paragliding, relax in the sunshine and feel the heat on your skin, yeah? All those things. Well, I can't, because I've got a thing called EPP, Erythro Poietic Proto Porphyria. Now what that's meant every holiday, since I can remember really, is that when the sun comes out I start feeling uncomfortable because my skin does something weird in the sun. I've actually got an enzyme missing, so especially where the skin is thinner, on the hands, on the face, and also on the tops of the feet. I get a build-up of the porphyrins which are left over from when my body's supposed to make blood, but it doesn't have enough of this enzyme ferrochelatase. It doesn't have any actually. And my blood's okay, but I end up with 14.7 count of porphyrins in my blood, where there should be less than 0.2, less than 0.2, and I've got 14.7. So that's like 100 times more than most people have. Anyway, probably more than that. And what it's meant over the years is that if, say I wanted to get from here to there, right, so I shelter under the shade and it's not too bad for a little while, but I couldn't be there all day obviously. Protection factor 50 now makes it easier, but in the years gone by there wasn't protection factor 50, there was only 20s, and when I was a kid they used to prescribe something called Uvistat, which was a 2 or a 4. Can you imagine in those days? Can you imagine? 2 or 4, now they talk about 30s and 50s. So SPF 50 ultrasounds made it much easier for me to bear it and to get from one place to another. And also taking L-tyrosine tablets, because L-tyrosine is a precursor for melanin that helps the skin, and also using tan accelerators. So I do all those things, and you can get L-tyrosine in Holland and Barrett. It's very run-of-the-mill amino acid. But looking around at places like this, it has a completely different take compared to other people's opinions. So I wouldn't think, wow, I can't wait to get down there, where we're going to sit, going to relax and enjoy it, it's going to be lovely. It's an obstacle course, it's a challenge. It's how do I get from one tree to the next, from one area of shade to the next. And it, over years gone by, it's made me feel separate. And actually what that's done, in some respects, if I'm putting a positive spin on it, is it's made me not scared to be different, because I'm different anyway. I've always been different, I've been separate, I've felt separate. The downside is a lot of the time I've not joined in with things in life, not just because of the sun, not just in times of sunshine, but it's just that whole identity thing has actually made me feel that I'm different from other people. And that's been reinforced by the family, because when I was a kid growing up, when I was 10, when I was 12, when I was 15, when I was 8 probably, I was kept separate. I was up in a cave in the breeze reading comics. I was reading books in my dad's van that had 5 seats, because there's 5 kids that had bench seats in the back. I was in a cafe having a little drink and just sitting there on my own reading. And when the family would come back, we'd all go in, and hopefully if I'd been out of the sun efficiently enough, then I would not have burning skin. So what happened was that my hands, I'll post a picture underneath if I can of what it looks like when my hand is puffed up. So that's a normal hand, it's a horrible hand anyway, and my knuckles are quite leathery. The expert explained to me that a lot of people have that, some people have blisters come up, so I haven't got it as bad as some people have. But it's caused by the protoporphyrins building up inside the capillaries, and violet light, not ultraviolet, not UVA or UVB, but violet light, ordinary violet light in ordinary sunshine, which is why occasionally I've got it on a bright day when it's been cloudy, explode the capillaries in my hand and it all puffs up. So it becomes like Michelin Man or Pirelli Man. And at the same time, it feels like someone's got an iron on my hand. It's so hot, I can't stand it. It makes my eyes water. I have to put it on cold things. And I went to see an expert last year and I didn't realise that I actually had this thing. I thought I just had sensitive skin. Photosensitive skin is what I've said for years. If you've watched me on QVC, I've got photosensitive skin, can't go in the sun, can't stay in the sun. Well, it's a thing, it's a proper thing. I found out I have a thing. And that thing is called Erythro, Poietic, Proto, Porphyria. And there's 250 people in the country who've got it, that's all. And it comes from having a non-working gene from one parent and a faulty gene from the other parent. And the chances of that happening are really, really rare. And that's why I end up having this rare thing. So I've got a rare genetic thing. And what it's meant, really, apart from that impact on my personality and my belief about myself, is that every time there's sun, I've had to get out the way, you know, like driving. I drive a long journey, I have to make sure my hands on the steering wheel are in the shade part of the windscreen. So every time I move the steering wheel, I have to move my hand to where the shade is, unless I get SPF gloves, which I've got now, thank you, for my friend Deborah. Also, if I walked like I did the other day with my sister, right down the end, right down there, there's massage tents where ladies do a brilliant massage. The Asian tent here did a fantastic deep sports massage for me. €40 currently for an hour. I can't walk down there. I could walk down there if I hadn't used up my sun minutes, like if I first arrived and I know my skin's fresh and able to take it very briefly. But it's just literally, it's a few minutes when it's as hot as this. It's about 33 today, high, here in Cyprus. And I therefore have to pack long sleeves, long white jackets and cardigans. There's a shirt I always take with me. I forgot my long white skirt this time, unfortunately. But I could never do that. You can't do that in a skirt and long white sleeves. I suppose I could get one of those burqa type swimming costumes, but that would just be boiling hot. That'd be a nightmare. And anyway, I don't want to do it. I don't like the sea. So it's just a little bit of an explanation as to what it's been like over the years for me. And it just means my whole family just accept it. They've always, same as I've always accepted it, it's just what my life has been like. My family do too. Yesterday I said to my sister, you've got to walk back down the beach, can you hold this bag so your genetically deformed sister can actually hold a towel up? Yeah, talking of who? And she said, no, it's all right. I said, what's it feel like having a genetically deformed sister? She said, it's nothing, it's been the same all our life. We don't care. And it's the same for me, it's just how it is. One day maybe with this injection you can get put under the skin that costs £15,000 for a season. Maybe I'll go. Maybe I'll try it so I can be like the people out there and I can be like everyone else. But for now, it's made me what I am, and that's EPP. 7 people that didn't know. I'll put some links if someone's interested, because there is a PhD professor in London, a London hospital, who saw me not long ago, and he said that there's like a support network and there's various things that can be done, but nothing major because it can't be cured. But if you know someone in the same position, they might have the same as me. If they didn't realise, it's worth finding out, because then at least you know. At least I know who I am.